So, welcome to the official start to the summer season over here in Mallorca, and in this video I'm going to let you know what you can expect if you're coming to visit the island in May, and this is in 2025. Now, the first thing I'm going to start with is I'm going to take a look at the weather, because this is quite possibly one of the most lovely months to come and visit the island. You're going to find the temperatures not so hot, and you're going to find them to be much warmer than you will do earlier on in the year too, but it will be a little bit busy, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later on in this video. But first, I'm going to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. I regularly put out travel guides, holiday tips, holiday news and more on the channel as well to help you out with your holiday. And don't forget to check out all my other videos if you're coming over to a particular holiday destination. But May is just one of the most lovely months, and we're going to be looking at temperatures here. We're going to be looking at highs of around 23 degrees Celsius. Some days it will get much warmer than that, and we'll get temperatures a lot warmer than that. But also during the month of May, it can feel a little bit cool as well. We do get sometimes showers rolling through the island. We can get the occasional thunderstorm as well. And I will drop a couple of videos in the description text below so you can see the various changing weather that we do get here on the island during the month of May. But don't worry too much, because well, if it does rain, it does tend to clear out very quickly, and the sun does tend to come out very quickly shortly afterwards too. This is also the time of year that you're most likely to get some really good bargains as well, some really good flight bargains as well. It's not school holidays over here in Mallorca during the month of May. I think we get one public holiday or something like that, so you still should find really good availability in many of the hotels around the island. So check out what there is available, and maybe consider coming over here during the month of May rather than leaving your holiday over until July or August. Okay, so what else can you expect during the month of May? Well, even though this is a very lovely month to come over to the island, like I said, it is going to be very busy, because of course it is the official start to the holiday season. Every Monday on my Monday Island update, I always give you the days when we get the most cruise ships coming into Palma port. Whenever we get these really big cruise ships in, areas like Palma do feel a lot busier than maybe on other times of the week as well, so maybe catch those updates as well right at the beginning of the week. But overall, you're going to find the best way of getting around the island to be on the public buses. The public buses go from the airport all the way out to the resorts, and well, if you're heading out for a day trip as well, there are plenty of buses to get you out and about around the island. And of course, it's not so hot as well, so it's the perfect time to get out and explore. But the main pain points on the island traffic-wise are early afternoon, and that's from around say 1 p.m. coming up from Santa Ponsa, heading on into the direction of the airport on that motorway. And as you come around the MA20, which is the main road which circles Palma, you're going to find that well, sometimes traffic can grind to a standstill. So if you are travelling to the airport, whether you're taking the public bus or whether you are driving, leave a lot of extra time for your journey. If you're getting the bus, maybe you get the bus before the one you were planning to take, just in case you get caught up in that traffic. It does tend to move again quite quickly, but you could be sat there for quite a while, because I have seen the traffic looking quite bad in that area over the past few weeks. The same goes as well in some of the most popular areas of the islands for day trippers. So say in Sóller and Port de Sóller, Valdemorsa, in these little hilltop towns, they are going to be very busy. And well, they have converted one of the car parks up in Valdemorsa into residents only parking. I've noticed down in Port de Sóller, if you did see my video from just a few weeks ago, they have also painted residents parking lines on much of the residential area over in Port de Sóller as well. So my advice is either to get the wooden train and the historical tram down to Port de Sóller, or get the TIB red and yellow public bus, and that's the 204 bus from Palma. But just avoid taking your hire car into those old towns, because well, it is going to get very busy, and well, we've had a lot of traffic congestion down there. Okay, so you can see I'm over here in Calazinzel. We're going to switch up the location now. We're going to walk along the back of the beach here, and we're going to talk about what else that you can expect if you're coming over here during the month of May. But before we do that, I just want to bring you to the water's edge here just to show you just how clean and clear the water is during the month of May. It's before the temperatures really heat up over here, and it's before we get really a lot of visitors as well. So if you are looking at coming over swimming, you're going to be in for a treat. The temperatures are going to be a little bit on the chilly side, but after a few warm days, well, these sea temperatures are going to warm up. And well, I've been seeing people swimming here every single day of the year so far. So if you are coming over here on holiday, particularly from a northern European country, I don't think these cooler sea temperatures are going to worry you too much. Also, during the month of May is the time where we're going to see the beach services starting on all the other beaches around the island. We can see in my videos actually, which I've put out over the past couple of months, we've seen beach services like sunbeds and beach umbrellas appearing in resorts and some of the bigger resorts around the island. But hopefully by the 1st of May, we're going to see all beach services set up and ready to go. Although I'm not so sure what's going to happen over here in Calazinzel. We're about 2 days away from the 1st of May, and I'm wondering whether we're going to be getting any beach services down here this year. So when I mean beach services, we're talking about the rental of beach beds, sun umbrellas, and also water sports as well. You're going to find pedalo rentals, stand-up paddleboard rentals and kayak rentals in most of the main tourist beaches and many of the resort beaches around the island. Now, I will be out and about in all of the key resorts during the month of May as well. If you're travelling at any other month during the summer as well, check out my resort reviews. And alternatively, if you want to know what some of the resorts are like during the month of May, go back and check my previous content from there. But what else can you expect if you're coming over to Mallorca during the month of May? But let's wind our way back and just talk about very briefly what you can expect if you're coming into the airport. Now, I have recently travelled through Palma Airport. As you know, if you've been following the channel, you'll know that it's undergoing a huge renovation and a huge construction as well. So these works will not have finished during the month of May, but go back and check my content if you want to go and see what that walk is like, what it's like walking as well to Terminal A, which is the area of the airport that you're going to if you're travelling either to or from the United Kingdom. If you're going anywhere else in Europe, well, over the winter I went through Terminal C, so once again go back and check my content there to see what Terminal C is like too. Also, I've made some content as well recently about special assistance at the airport and also about disabled access and the use of the UK Blue Badge parking permits over here on the island. So make sure you go and check out those videos, and I'll drop a link to an article from my website on MallorcaUnderTheSun.com in the description text of this video, so you'll find the most up-to-date information in the description text below this video too. Also as well, even before you come over here, before you come over here to Mallorca, don't forget to check out your email. Check your email before you travel, because your hotel may well send you a pre-check-in email, and I really do encourage you, if you want to speed up your check-in process as well, check for that email, fill in all the information. It just involves uploading a copy of your passport and filling in a telephone number and address as well, and that'll mean that when you arrive at your hotel, then check-in is going to be a lot quicker. You'll be given your key and then you can just go and get on with your holiday. Same goes as well if you're hiring a car, look out for that email as well. Do all this pre-check-in before you get to the check-in desks, because with rising temperatures you don't want to be stuck in very long queues when you could have just filled in all this information at home and you could also be getting on with your holiday. So that's my really big top tip if you're travelling in May and just about any other month this summer too. Okay, so more busyness on the island as well, and I always give this message out every single year. It's obviously not going to change this year because it is going to be very busy. If you're out and about in the resorts, if you want to eat in a restaurant in particular, if you want to eat somewhere very popular, make that booking at least a day or two in advance. Some of the really very popular restaurants, you may well have to book them a good week in advance as well. So a lot of restaurants now have online bookings. Find your restaurant, check out the online booking, get your reservation, and then you're going to know exactly where you're going to eat to. So that's another top tip for this May. Okay, so finally we're going to head on a little bit around this point here, and I'm going to let you know what's going on during the month of May in Mallorca. And finally, let's check out what events we have going on during the month of May. Now, we've just had the 312 cycling race, but that's not all for the northeast corner of Mallorca. The big event that's happening in the northeast during the month of May is going to be the Ironman race, and that's taking place on Saturday, May the 10th, and that is going to be a huge event. It's also one of the world's most popular triathlons. It involves something like a 1.9 kilometre swim, 90 kilometre bike ride and a 21 kilometre run or something like that. So it's very scenic, it's very lovely, but at the same time it's also going to be very busy. So this may affect you if you're coming over here. If you're hoping to stay in Alcudia, this event may affect your stay if you're not taking part in it. If you're arriving on that day, then there could be some road restrictions heading on towards your hotel. Your tour operator will let you know what's going to happen on that day in regard to transfers to and from the airport. If you're hoping to get out and about from Alcudia on that day as well, you may find the public buses may be running limited or diverted services around that time as well. I suspect it may impact some of Playa de Moro and Porto Poyense as well. Just bear that in mind, but check out the official website as well for more information. But that's just really to give you the heads up. Also, we have happening in May, we've got Europe Day happening over in Palma Nova. Now this is a fantastic event. If you've seen my video from over at the St George's Day Parades just a few days ago, you'll know that there's going to be markets, there's going to be music, there's going to be dancing, there's going to be, it's going to be fantastic. If you're staying anywhere near Palma Nova, if you're staying in Santa Ponsa, Peguera, Magaluf area or Portels, get the bus over to Palma Nova on that day and go and enjoy some of the events that are taking place. And it will be taking place pretty much throughout the day and running on into the evening too. If you want to know what else is going on in Palma Nova as well, during the summer months, right at the end of my St George's Day video, I did list a few other events to see if they will tie in with your stay, so go ahead and check that out also. Plus, another biggie that we've got happening over here on the island is the Firo festival, and that's happening over in Soller. It's a huge traditional festival. It's the big Moors and Christians festival taking place, and it's very, very embedded in Soller culture. We're going to see a fantastic reenactment from a very famous battle that took place in 1561. There are going to be parades, there are going to be fireworks as well, and it's also going to be, I'm warning you now, even busier than normal. As you know, as I mentioned, places like Soller are going to be busy at the best of times, but during the whole Firo festivities it's going to be absolutely packed. So if this is something that you maybe want to avoid because you don't like big crowds, maybe avoid visiting Soller or Porto Soller around the 12th of May, because like I said, it's going to be a bit of a busy weekend. Also as well on the east coast of the island, and this is something that I've always wanted to go to and I haven't been. Maybe this year is the year, who knows, but on the 16th to the 18th of May we've got the Cap de Pera medieval market, and this is amazing because Cap de Pera is a beautiful walled town over here on the island, and this old town is going to be transformed into a medieval fair with performances, with stalls, with music, with food, with everything. It's going to be fantastic. If you're in the area, if you can get there as well, if you can get the bus down there, I really recommend visiting that too, if you want to experience a little bit of culture over here in Mallorca. Okay everyone, if you are packing to come over here to the island, I just forgot to put that in, but I'm going to just add it in right at the end of this video. Make sure, and I can feel there's a little bit of a nip in the air, if you're packing to come over, you can bring a few more summer clothes than winter clothes, but make sure you've got something warm for the evenings. Like I said, the temperature is going to be a little bit on the cool side if you're coming over at night, but I'm hoping for some really warm, lovely days. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I will be bringing out a video all about visiting Mallorca in June next month. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so already, and I'll also drop both here and here on YouTube a couple of videos to help you out with your holiday. And don't forget to, you can find me on the Facebook group and on my Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye for now.